Welcome to Start With a Win, where we give you the tools and lessons you need to create business and personal success. Are you ready? Let's do this.
Coming to you from Brand Viva Media headquarters in Denver, Colorado, it's Adam Contos with Start With a Win. Good morning, Producer Mark.
How are you doing?
I am so good.
Nice.
Yeah, I stole your line there.
I know. I like that. You know?
So good.
I said today I felt like you had a Mr. Rogers vibe when you came in this morning.
My zipper sweater?
Yeah, you had like your zipper sweater. You're like kind of just peppy. I thought you were going to change your shoes or something like that.
Oh, I'll bring some slippers next time.
Yeah, get comfy, for the podcast.
Not a bad idea. I love it.
Oh, man. Well, hey, I'm excited for our guest today.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, we got Dr. Noah St. John on the podcast this morning. He's known worldwide as the mental health coach to the stars, working with Hollywood celebrities, 8-figure company CEOs, professional athletes, top executives, and elite entrepreneurs. He's also the author of the new book, Millionaire AFF Formations, the magic formula that will make you rich. Dr. Noah, welcome to Start With a Win.
Welcome, Noah.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
This is a really cool topic. And you coach a lot of amazing human beings, and I love your take on affirmations and how we've been kind of screwing things up for so many years. I guess you could say, well, sort of screwing things up, but getting close, I suppose. But I want to dig right into this. You're known as the Father of AFFORMATIONS, and this is AFFORMATIONS. What is affirmations, and how are they different than affirmations?
Right. Absolutely. So for everybody listening and watching, this is a new word for most of you. It's affirmations, as you just said, AFFORMATIONS, not affirmations, which is, of course, what we've all been brainwashed to use for the last century or two.
Totally.
Right. Okay. So the question, of course, is, well, what the heck is an affirmation and how is it different from the old way? So one of the things that I like to do, you mentioned I'm the father of affirmations, the mental health coach to stars. I'm also, a keynote speaker. So I love to do keynote speeches for whether it's private workshops, like 100 people, or big international global ones of thousands of people. One of the things I like to do with my audience members when I'm speaking is I like to say, okay, everybody, we're going to do an affirmation, just like the gurus have been teaching us for a century. And everybody stand up and say, I am rich, right? And everybody goes, I am rich. And you know what happens next? Everybody starts laughing, right? Just like that. And they go, and then so I go, well, what are you laughing at? They go, well, I'm not rich. And I say, but you just said you were. And they go, yeah, but I don't believe it. Aha. Now, isn't that the problem with that old method, right? We say these positive statements, we want to believe them, but for most people, we just don't believe it, right? So an affirmation, instead of a statement of something that you want to be true, it's an empowering question that where you assume that something already is true. So what we're doing with the affirmations, with my affirmations method, is we are engaging the embedded presupposition factor of the brain. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying that when you ask a question, your brain searches for the answer, right? So if I ask you, as an example, for example, if I were to say to both of you, right, why is the sky blue? Why is the sky blue?
I'd be
now,
like,
what just happened in your brain right there? See, you're showing
searching.
It on your face.
You're looking
it's
for
reflecting
an
off
answer.
the ocean, and
Right. But do you know what that means? Your brain is searching for the answer. Your brain is like a computer, right? So it's searching its files. The sky is blue because I don't know, but it's searching, right? And so I said, wait a second, if the human mind is automatically searching for answers to questions using the embedded presupposition factor, why are we going around making statements that we don't believe? Why don't we just cut out the middleman? This was 25 years ago, remember, where I'm saying this, right? I had this discovery. And I said, well, what would that look like? Well, let's see. You've got the statement or affirmation, I am rich, to which your brain goes, yeah, right. So then I said, well, what would the question be? And then I said, why am I so rich? Why am I so rich? Now, again, like with my audiences, when I'm doing a keynote speech, I ask people, what happens. So I'll ask you, gentlemen, what happens when you ask your question, when you ask the question in your brain, why am I so rich? What immediately starts to happen in your brain?
You think of reasons for something. You're answering the question.
Exactly. So really what I've been teaching for this last quarter century now, and hopefully we'll be doing it for a while longer, right, is the law of sowing and reaping. As you sow,
Right.
so shall you reap. Now, this is nothing new. This part is nothing new because it's been taught for centuries, right? As you sow, so shall you reap. It's an ancient law. And yet, what are we sowing? We're sowing seeds of thought. And yet, what are most people doing? Sowing lousy thought seeds. Why am I so
Okay.
stupid? Why am I so fat? Why can't I lose weight? Why isn't my business growing? Why can't I get more patients or customers or clients? Why is there more a month left at the end of the money? So what happens? When you ask lousy questions, what do you get?
Lousy answers.
Lousy answers, right? And that creates a lousy life. Now, you didn't mean to do it. Nobody does this on purpose, but it doesn't matter because of the law of sowing and reaping. You're sowing, you're reaping. Doesn't matter. So now using my AFF Formations method for the very first time in human history, we can take conscious control of the questions that we're asking, change our questions, change our habits, change our results, and thereby change our lives.
Let's say we're talking about, okay, you're asking yourself, you want to get healthy. What does that look like? Because a lot of people just look at themselves and go, I'm fat, and then they believe that. How do we break them out of that with forming this new concept? Is that an adequate question for the AFF formation?
That's perfect. I totally get it. And I'll give you a perfect example from one of my coaching clients. So I had a coaching client come to me. She was over 450 pounds.
Okay.
I mean, she was morbidly obese. And she had been told her whole life that she was fat and she was always going to be fat. So she was getting lousy results. And so she came to me, she hired me, and I just simply said, why don't we change the base question here? Instead of saying, why am I so fat, which you've been saying for, basically your whole life, and you were told it too. So I said, what if we were to affirm, why am I so healthy? And she said, what? Huh? Right? And that's what happens usually for people, because guess what? You've been forming these lousy, as I call them, disempowering questions. And the reason I call them that is because a disempowering question does precisely that. It disempowers you. It takes away your power to act. If you're just sitting there saying, why am I so fat? What are you going to do? Continue to do that. Be fat. That's not your fault. But now, since you're listening to me right now it's your responsibility to take new actions so that you can get new results. Okay? So this isn't about blame, it's about responsibility and action. My affirmations method is not magic.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
It's science.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay? So let me be very clear. You cannot affirm, why am I so healthy? And then sit on the couch, eat junk food, and never exercise and expect to get healthy and lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's called magical thinking. That's what they taught in The Secret.
Right.
Just think about money, and money pours in from the sky. Wow, I wonder what planet that works on, because I'm moving to that planet tomorrow. Right? On the planet Earth, we have to do this annoying thing called take action if we want results.
I love
Gosh,
it.
darn it. I know, right? It sucks. All right. So that's what I talk about in the book. All right. So it is I call it my 4 A's of my affirmations method. All right. So the first A is to ask yourself what you want. And believe it or not, it sounds crazy, but most people don't know what they want.
Correct.
They're like, I don't know. Well, hello, then we got to start with step 1. What do you want? Then the second is to affirm that what you want is already true using my method that I just described. So you'd say in this case, why am I so healthy? Okay. That doesn't mean you just got 6-pack abs by saying that. No. The third A is to accept the truth of your new questions. Now, what does that mean? Well, what that means is, and that goes to also my core 4 formula, which I teach you in the book. And that means there are 4 modes of human communication: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. You have to do all 4 of those. Because what we are literally doing, and this goes to the neuroplasticity of the brain, we are rewiring your brain. Your brain has been wired. Let's use my client's example I was just telling you about. her brain has like this huge, 8-lane superhighway that says I'm fat. And I'm going to be fat my whole life. So I am now building a new road in there. I'm using the road analogy, right? A new road that says, well, wait a minute. Why can I be healthy? Why am I so healthy? And the brain's going, what are you talking about? So that's why you have to do the reading, writing, speaking, and listening. It's not magic. You do it. And then the fourth A, which is the most crucial one, and this is the one, if you don't do it, you're not going to get the results, is you must take action.
Yes.
You have to act.
My favorite A
based
word.
on your new assumptions. But listen to what I'm saying. You have to act based on your new assumptions. All of us, every human, all 7 billion of us on this planet, we're all making assumptions every second about our life. Every second we make assumptions. And then we act to make those assumptions true. I'm going to be fat my whole life. Okay. I won't exercise. I'll eat junk food. See, I told you. I'm going to be broke my whole life. I'm not going to get that job or not going to get that promotion. See, I told you. See, we always make ourselves right. And so what I'm inviting everybody to do is I'm encouraging you to actually make yourself a little wrong here for a second. And by wrong, I mean questioning your assumptions. Wait a minute. Do I have to be fat? Do I have to be broke? Do I have to never get what I want? Do I have to be lonely? Maybe we could form something different.
Yeah.
Hello.
Totally. I mean, this is incredibly powerful, Noah, and thank you for breaking that down. Before we go any further, where can people find your book? I mean, where can we go to get your book? Because all of our listeners need to go order this book and read it cover to cover and take note. I mean, highlight it, dog ear, whatever it is, but put it into action. Use that fourth A. Noah, where can we find that?
So you can get the new book. It's called Millionaire Affirmations, the magic formula that will make you rich. There it is right there. And you can get it. It's very easy to remember. It's getmillionairebook.com. Very easy to remember. Getmillionairebook.com. We actually have $300 worth of bonuses also when you get the Millionaire Affirmations book at getmillionairebook.com. And also, by the way, you can go to my main website, which is noahstjohn.com. That's my name, and just like it sounds, NOAHSTJOHN.com. We have lots of awesome resources for you there, videos and trainings and coaching, all of that at noahstjohn.com.
All right, thanks, Noah. Make sure you check out Noah's book and look him up on social media. Noah, I do have a question I ask everybody on this show, and I'm sure you have an amazing answer to this. Noah, how do you start your day with a win?
The way that I start my day with a win is very simple. When I wake up, I thank God for all the gifts of my life. And it's so funny. People say, well, that's easy for you to say, you live in a big house and you got all this money. Listen, I was thanking God for the gifts of my life when I had nothing, when I was $40,000 in debt, working out of my parents' basement. And so just doing that one thing, just starting your day with gratitude, and of course with affirmations as well, if you want to start affirming, which I highly recommend, is really the way that you can turn your life around. Whether you're not doing so hot right now, whether you find yourself in a tight spot, or whether you're already doing well, this is really the way because what you focus on grows, and the more that you focus on what you're grateful for, the more that you will have to be grateful for. So that is really how I start my day with a win.
Thank you, Noah. Hey, and thank you for listening to Start With a Win. If you want more great content, head over to adamcontos.com. There you can get access to the Leadership Factory, downloads, a lot of great resources, and connect with us online. And until next time, remember, start with a win.